3, 2, 1, go. Hey guys, Rancher here, bringing some commentary with yet more crappy source fits. This is going to be the third set between C and Jaedong in the Bigfile MSL quarterfinals. This is going to be a Triathlon, Tokak position in purple. Playing Terran is going to be C, and he's trying to pump himself up. It was 1-0 ahead, and now he's allowed Jeadong to equalize it, so we're going to see what happens in this one. Jaedong, his opponent, of course, playing Zerg in blue at the Tokak position, and as always, has Gigantosaurus. Gigantic bags under his eyes. Just wow, look at that guy. He must practice more than he really should. And he needs a break. At least he's going to be seeded into the next tournaments. Pretty sure, yeah, somewhat. So he gets a little bit of rest in between. Exactly, we're going to see what happens. This is insane. But yeah, you know, you never know. Maybe the Star Leagues will end after this. You never know. My God, whatever. Anyway, I can't be thinking about that right now. We'll talk about things that are important when this MSL season ends. So yeah, Triathlon, looking forward to some interesting stuff. C gonna wall off to start things off. Aerial force friendly map. You often see a lot of players go for air on this one. So light try to utilize this map to his advantage by going to Port Wraith, and despite his nice start, kind of yeah, kind of like that. But still, Mule's play also very viable. Could be risky for a Terran player to go for an early expo on his secondary beyond the eggs. So, you know, dangerous against air players. But we're going to see exactly what C goes for here. Doesn't seem to be going for a barracks. So might be seeing a 14cc actually being put down. The opposite side, Jaedong going for 12 hatch. Very standard, no surprises. And it does seem like C is going to go for 14cc. He's going to be taking a little bit of a risk here, but with a 12 hatch on his ass, and Jaedong not scouting him quite yet, but should be getting a scout very soon. He might be safe enough. He is going to put on a secondary, though, so he's going to have to make sure to put up his defenses. He's not going to be able to reinforce that position quickly. He's going to have to put down a lot of turrets to defend against heavy muta attacks. Otherwise, he's going to be in a significant amount of trouble. Notice if he's coming out there to act as a scout, the drone's going to get in there like, wait, with the barracks. Drone actually coming down. I think I was actually thinking of fighting back the SCV, maybe from putting down a CC, but that's not going to be the case. So Jeadong's going to go in there, spot. Oh my God, there's no base here. What the hell? Might even manage to go and harass that secondary if C's not careful. Yeah, C doing the smart thing and following that thing with an SCV at all times. Yeah, mark that guy. Very good job, but Jeadong, we did see him put down his spawning pool, so he's going to start working on some gas, some layer expansion stuff, and just going to see if he can be a little bit annoying with his drone while it's still in there. Now we might see the SCV putting down the barracks be a victim this time. The drone just kind of like flock around and see what it can manage to do. On the opposite side, C's SCV just not coming in. Gonna spot that spawning pool, gonna spot the extractor on the way. Gonna go and make sure Jaedong didn't quickly double expo. It's even with the position, it's not likely, but you know, gonna see whether C actually tries to go and spot that out. C gonna lose an SCV. Jaedong almost losing his drone in the conflict. The conflict between drone and SCV. But yeah, nice play there from Jaedong, getting that, catching that SCV that was kind of glitching in the location. And C tried to fight the drone, but you know, Jaedong willing to sacrifice it. But still, overall, some nice play. Drone, of course, healing itself bit by bit on the. So we do see a factory actually put down by C. Rather early refinery for him there. Kind of just say, oh, refinery there, but kind of just the meaning of that slipped my mind for 2 seconds. But now, of course, this is not going to be lost on his opponent that that secondary is open country. Where is going to be worked on very soon to see the spawning pool being ready. So Jeadong's going to probably rush to Mutalisk as fast as possible, try to abuse this new location. There was a factory coming up, so we're going to see whether... See, I hate saying that. C will possibly go for a starport and maybe try to churn out some Valkyries rather than anything else. Might go for Goliath as well instead, but he's going to have to get rid of those eggs because Air Force would be a more viable option simply because they can completely bypass the eggs. Armory is up though, and I don't see a starport anywhere, so this might be Goliaths rather than anything else. Still don't see an eBay in there to put down some turrets, and I really think C needs some turrets to help with whatever it is he's going to go for. Still don't see a starport anywhere out there. Just producing an initial vulture. Finally going to kill his drone and go out and maybe force a sunken colony at the front if there's none there already. Okay. Jeadong way ahead of everything. Spawning factory out, knowing what to be ready for. Putting on a Spire, has that creep colony at the front. And actually going to start working on his eggs. Has an expo going at that third location. Do see a second factory will come up, so it does look like C's just going to go for Goliaths. Might want to start working on some aerial defenses. He is going to take out the Arbor and slowly bit by bit bypass those eggs. So we're going to see what actually can manage to get rid of the eggs before the Mutalisks come in, so we can actually reinforce with his ground forces. Actually, he's put down a supply depot at the 6 o'clock position of all places. And a drone that was possibly trying to go there to expand again for Jaedong is not going to be able to do so, at least not for a while, unless it just continues attacking forever. Engineer Bay is going to be on the way alongside the second factory, and the armory just now hitting in, or has already hit in. The eggs might even go down, but the turrets are going to be a big boon as soon as the Engineer Bay that comes up. Going to be so critical for that. Goliaths are out there. Should actually be going out to help taking out those eggs. Yo, get a move on. Let's go. Could be Karen boosters. Could be the first thing that he's actually going to try to get out there. Would be the smart idea to go for Spire almost on the way. So C better hope he has his anti-air defenses up and ready, or else he's going to find himself in a huge amount of trouble. Just, oh my god, what's going on? Everything is dying around me. Another position you want to go for. Jeadong actually just going to, yeah, never mind that 6 o'clock. I can't be arsed to take an age trying to take that down with a single drone. Okay, he's going to actually expand to a 2 o'clock position, and C putting a turret down to the lower left-hand position. Maybe thought that his opponent would transition towards that, but doesn't seem like to be the case. Finally, see a Goliath and a Marine trying to kick at those eggs. Mutalisk already out, and Queen's Nest working already, so Jeadong utilizing his very quick ticking strategy, but only a few Mutalisks coming out there. But we're going to see whether it's going to be enough, because I'm not quite sure if that secondary is safe enough. Should be some turrets in there already. Goliaths back at home with Karen booster upgrades are going to push back those Mutalisks. But will the Mutalisks circle around and try to go for that secondary? While they try to stick inside the main, this actually few seconds that C gets the breathing room to put down as many turrets as humanly possible. The main is fairly safe, has turrets on 2 sides, putting down 2 starports right now, so we're going to see if he starts working on Valkyries or what. Goliath's just trying to force those Mutalisks back, and with Goliath's enough number with Karen booster upgrades, that's a big boon. 5 turrets inside that secondary. That might actually help him out. It's finally starting to work. One Looker is going to go down. A Jaedong is being forced back at this point, so he can't really go and continue harassing that position. Actually, he's splitting his Mutalisks up, practicing his Mutal splitting. But yeah, playing around or something. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Let's see. Vulture actually going out there, trying to act as a scout. Not really gonna be able to go up this main. Drones in position, not mining for like a quarter of a second, so that they can actually prevent that from having double Evo chambers up for Jaedong. So it does look like he's gonna go for a lurker transition, or I'm not actually quite sure on that. He seems like he's going for heavy hive. Generally, I would think there's going to be, hey, lurker transition, hey, I know what he's doing, hey, I'm smart. But doesn't seem like that's going to be the case this time. We're going to be seeing 2 control towers come up from 2 of the starports. Second army on the ways. Could be heavy Valkyries. We're going to see exactly what he's going to go for. I'm not quite sure whether I saw a science facility being worked on there. Otherwise, it could be for science vessels, but could be seeing some Goliath Valkyrie action, basically a heavy anti-air. And we're going to just hoping for his sake he doesn't get too surprised, because 2 evolution chambers being worked on. That's a sign of some heavy ground army we were worked on. Do see science facility on the way. The Mutal is still kind of sticking around inside the main, not even thinking of going to the secondary. And I think at this point, some of the eggs have been cleared up. So finally, I believe that those Mutalisks really won't be able to do any sort of damage inside of C's base. C was also thinking of finally expanding and floating off Command Center into that natural that he has going. Has dual armory, so he can be working on upgrades. Did have weapons once, so it's already extra bit of damage is going to be doing against those Mutalisks. He was also putting turrets all over the map, and I'm kind of liking that from him. Putting turrets, he put turrets down in the lower left position, put turrets down inside that main at the 4 o'clock. I'm sorry, 8 o'clock. So he's just kind of getting himself a spotter everywhere in every base, so he can know what expansion to go. And I really like this play. It's a turret being put down, but come on, it's either that or a mine, basically. And it doesn't seem like he's willing to go for mines right now. He just had one vulture kind of flocking around. Jaedong, it's very smart for him to be doing this, because Jaedong, he's going for yet another expo. I thought there was actually a turret being put down, but I might have actually gotten taken down. I'm pretty sure there wasn't necessarily putting down a turret in that 4 o'clock location. But instead, there's going to be another base coming up for Jaedong. He's already has an ultralisk cavern and a defiler mound out there, so he is taking very quickly. He's feeling very safe. And just, hey, I don't need to go out and do any economic damage. I just expand like mad. Never mind. while his opponent C's actually going for heavy Goliaths and science vessels, and this is a little unorthodox. I find this kind of funky. And overall, I mean, looking at StarCraft right now, it does seem like we're having a big revival of the mech, because we had some mech for a while, like a year ago. Everybody was going mech for a little while, and then everybody stopped. Everybody went back to Medic Marine, but now it seems like in the last month or two, we've had a bit of a mech revival. Guys really going for mech very heavily again, and really interesting evolution. I'm more fond of M&M, but I like variety, so hey, variety's good. Anti-standardization, I like that. I like different stuff. Very heavy on the Goliaths and science vessels. Unfortunately, the science vessels don't do what they do in the campaign of StarCraft 2, where they heal mechanical units. Or also, those Goliaths are just gonna stay about. Goliaths just stay alive forever. But some Goliath actions, some Irradiates, they're going to be a big help. The mules kind of flying around. They're going to be the victim of some heavy Goliath fire if they're not careful. And upgraded Goliaths are not really the way you want to engage. But Jeadong's just going to fly with around with those Mutalisks, try to, you know, have an idea of what's going everywhere at all times. It's just going to work on his Ultralisk upgrade. Just going to work on getting his Defilers out there. And double Nidus at his front. With some cracklings in there with a Defiler. He's just feeling safe everywhere. He just, hey, I'm just going to play a little bit defensively, and then my economy is just going to overwhelm him so heavily it won't matter. C, meanwhile, does have his third base up and running, and it seems like he's going to start working on an additional base there at the 2 o'clock position. Going to find himself a little bit surprised when he sees that the base is already taken, although I kind of assume he has an idea about that already. Should be a Nidus Canal coming up there from Jaedong soon enough to help defend it. And no siege tanks though for C, or also would have had an... Oh, there we go, siege tank from C. Don't see siege motor. Also would have had a slightly easier time taking down those lurkers. Let's see, Expo, Nidus Canals here at the 4 o'clock position. That upper left-hand position also being picked up. And Jaedong also has drop tech ready at this point, go for some Zergers and Defilers. So it does seem like he's thinking of going for some base hunting. And I don't mean the fish. So, ooh, nice Radiate, although the split comes very quickly. Yeah, Jeadong very quickly on the split, spotting that almost before it even happens.